Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome. This is our traditional interview with the graduate. And today, as usual, I am going to be interviewing one of our alumni. And today we have a very special guest. It's interesting that our today's guest is actually being interviewed on the same day with the launch of our new digital magazine, which is Purpose Ed. If you haven't read that yet, make sure you scroll through our feed, see the post, find the link, and read the magazine, because you will see our today's guest being featured in this magazine as one of our founding members. And so I present to you Daniel Noh. Daniel, welcome.
Thank you so much, Medina. It's a pleasure being here, and just grateful to have this opportunity to just kind of share and be here with you.
Of course, I'm super excited, Daniel. I am really interested, in your story and in your coach mission. I cannot wait to tell our audience today about your story, your mission. And first thing that I'd like to note is that you are actually one of our founding members, which means that you actually enrolled in the school before it was even open. And so let's start from there. Why and when did you decide to become a coach in the first place?
Yeah, coaching to me has been, interestingly enough, I think a passion of mine that I couldn't put words to it until a few years ago when I realized that, oh wow, coaching is actually a profession and it's a career, and so that's kind of where my journey definitely began. And when I saw that Jay had his own school, everything just clicked, and it was just such perfect timing, and everything just worked so well and cohesively that it was almost a no-brainer for me to kind of just go in that direction. And like I said, coaching has just been a passion of mine that I love to help people kind of find their purpose and to just find what their drive is in life. And so that's kind of what brought me to coaching.
I know that you have a very interesting mission, Daniel, and I know that you are driven by purpose, and you have picked coaching as a career only for one reason, because you really feel that you have a lot of wisdom and you have a lot of resources to share and guide other people. So we are going to dive into this right in a minute. Sure. Meanwhile, I want to say hello to our listeners, because a lot of them are congratulating you. We have Yuvarajan.
Thank you, everybody, so much.
We have some of your colleagues from the school who tuned in, to say hello and congratulations. Miriam, we have Ricky, one of our alumni, who tuned in to congratulate you. Alina, one of your colleagues. We have Michelle, Omar, also one of the alumni, Magdalene, and people are tuning from all over the world to see you, which is absolutely exciting.
It's super cool.
Without keeping them waiting, Daniel, would you tell us, what is your niche? Who do you work with? Who usually are your clients? We are interested in, the whole picture.
Yeah. It's funny finding my niche, because when I first started coaching, I thought I'd want to work with youth. That's something I did in the past at church in that capacity. And so when I started this journey, I thought, oh, for sure, I'm probably going to want to deal with the youth. And I love kind of seeing these young minds kind of develop. But as I progressed through the school and certification, I realized, I don't think that's where I want to fit in. I love that part of it, but, I want to kind of go more towards business owners, just because I am an entrepreneur myself. And so I thought I could give a lot of value there. And I thought, hey, business leaders could maybe use me, or I can serve them in some sort of way. But then that changed again as I continued on this path and this journey. And what I realized is I really want to help those who are almost lost a little bit, or they don't have a sense of guidance, or they just don't know where they need to go or what they want to achieve, where they're just kind of in that no man's land almost. And those are the people I really love helping, because everybody has the answers within them. Everybody has that purpose within them. And I think by guiding them to that and helping them shape their own answers, I get so much joy from that. And to be able to serve in that capacity is kind of what I want to accomplish. And that's really what I want to achieve through this coaching.
Very interesting. And Daniel, when we're talking about people being lost, I'm really interested to dig deeper here. Can you tell us what would be an indicator when someone we know, or maybe ourselves without realizing it, are feeling lost or are lost?
Yeah, I think one indicator for myself, because I've been through it, is just having that anxious feeling. Just really kind of maybe having sleepless nights, or getting up in the morning, not really knowing, hey, what is it that I really want to accomplish today? And, when you have that clarity, when you have that really purpose-driven mindset, it's really easy to get up in the mornings. It's really easy to have a very peaceful sleep at night, because you know that every second counts, and that you're moving towards exactly what you desire, what you want to accomplish. So, and that's kind of why I chose this niche, because helping people find clarity in their life, to me, is just such a beautiful thing to see, because everything kind of changes, everything shifts, their mindset shifts, their habits shift, and even their physiology shifts when they have that clarity. So I would say the biggest indicator is just having that anxiousness, and just having that that unknown feeling, which kind of leaves a pit in your stomach. Yeah.
Interesting. The feeling of unknown, that is actually a very good advice, because maybe somebody is watching us right now, and they've been feeling anxious, but they couldn't articulate what is they are experiencing. Maybe you've just helped someone to actually find a definition to that feeling. Now, Tess, I can totally relate to that. You see, so as I said, you've already
Amazing.
helped, with the wisdom nuggets. Let's dive a little bit deeper even into that, and talk about transforming the perspective, and changing physiology, changing habits. When a person goes from through the transformation from this state of when they are anxious, they don't have clarity, and then finding purpose, finding a reason to wake up, is there a timeline that your clients usually take to go from state A to state B?
I think that's a wonderful question. And it's what I've noticed is that, and Jay articulates this great, is everybody's on their own race, and it's really their own pace. And as a coach, there's been countless times for me with clients where I'm like, oh, I know the answer, I know what they need to do, and I just want to tell them so bad. But I find it's not as impactful until they figure it out for themselves. So I wouldn't say there's a time frame for everyone. I would say everybody, again, is just kind of on their own pace. As a coach, it's for me, it's a kind of our duty to guide them, hopefully a little bit quicker if that's what they want. But at the same time, they might not want that. It might take a little bit longer. And one of my clients, we've gone back a few times, and just taken a step back and really said, okay, is this the right progress? Is this the right way to move forward? So, to answer your question, I would say no, there isn't really a set time frame, but it's more of an awareness of saying, hey, our clients are unique, they're on their own journey, and let's just really be with them throughout that journey.
I love that. Our clients are unique indeed, each and every one of them.
Yeah.
And the clients, would you tell us who were your first clients or first client, and how did your first session go?
My very first client was, I would say, not a mutual friend. I met him actually at a stag, funny enough. We didn't really know each other too well, and we just kind of happened to be talking right when I was starting this whole journey with school, and I kind of mentioned it to him. And so he agreed to be, a practice client of mine. And that first session was very, for me, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, just because I really never did it, and I recorded it, and I really don't like recording myself. This right now is just stretching my comfort zone, which is amazing in its own right. But that first session was definitely, for me, a big challenge. And it was fun too, because, as we progressed, and even at the end, I just asked him about big takeaways. He was actually blown away, and he said, wow, this is exactly what I needed. You're exactly the person I needed. So that definitely helped me gain a lot of confidence in it. But, the first couple minutes and 10 minutes prior to, I was a nervous wreck. But I'm glad it worked out, and I'm so happy to be able to say that he's still a client of mine today.
That's an amazing story. And would you mind giving an advice which you give yourself, you knew then what you know now, before going into that first session?
Yeah, I would say, especially with that, knowing that, hey, this is a practice session, I'm a student, it's just be kind to yourself. Just remember that you are new to this. You are just starting out, it's just like, I think about my son when he first started to walk. It's not like he couldn't walk and he just gave up and said, no, I'm not walking anymore. He just kept pushing through it. But it's really being that having that internal reflection on ourselves and saying, hey, I'm brand new to this. It's okay to slip. It's okay to stumble. Again, as long as we have that awareness and we know that we're going to proceed forward, that's kind of the biggest takeaway. And it's, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process.
I love that. Enjoy the process. Alina, who is your colleague from the certification school, is asking you, Daniel, please give one best advice that was given to you and changed everything while you were going through the school.
Wow, the one advice. There's so many good little tidbits. The best advice, I think, for me was actually kind of to reiterate what I already said, was that, clients are on their own pace. And I caught myself at the very beginning too, saying, oh, I know the answer, so I'm going to just kind of tell them they should try this and do this. And, it's not our jobs to give advice. And it's really our job almost to kind of keep that advice monster at bay. But it's really for us to hold up that mirror to our clients and say, hey, you have the answers within, and just asking those deep questions. So I would say, the best advice is just to recognize that our clients are on their own journey. And it's not up to us to come up with the answers for them.
Do you know that now I am citing you with the advising monster part, in the interviews? And if you don't mind, can you tell us a story of the maximum out of the comfort zone thing, which you actually did on your exam days? Because I think that's a fascinating story. It tells a lot about you, about the kind of organized and professional person that you are. I'm talking about the timeline of the exam, which actually clashed with an important event.
Oh yeah. So it was interesting enough, actually. The timeline of my exam was actually the birth of my daughter, as well, my second child. I was really, even when I started the program, my goal was really to kind of get everything wrapped up before she was born. Her due date, I think her due date was July 12th. And so it was crazy. I think it was the weekend after she was born, actually, I went through all this. Funny enough, my written exam was actually on the day of. And so I know I got an extension to do a couple days longer. But that was definitely, like you said, Medina, definitely stretched my comfort zone to have those two things coincide. But it was challenge accepted, and it was something I knew that I was nervous, but deep down I knew I was ready. I was prepared for that exam, and it was just kind of like, let's just do it. Let's just go. Let's see what happens. The night before the actual oral exam, I didn't realize that there was an outline of the exam, and so I had actually prepped a week before this completely different oral presentation with PowerPoints and everything. And the night before, I realized this does not match up with the outline at all. So everybody, if you haven't done the exam, there is an outline in the coaching library section. Check it out. Make sure you review that before your exam. But at about 10:30, at night, and my exam was at 8 a.m. the next day, I said, I'm scrapping everything. I'm going to restart everything. And I just went out there and just pretty much had a conversation with coaches. And thankfully, I passed it. It worked out well.
You had a straight pass, and you
had a straight pass too. Yes.
You've done really well. Straight pass, no condition. So that was fantastic. Congratulations on the exam. Congratulations on the birth of your daughter, Daniel. Again,
thank you so much. Thank you.
Now I have the next question from Diane, and this question is quite long, so it's gonna close our faces maybe for a while, but sure. I'm still to put it. So Diane says, Daniel, congrats on your graduation and being a founding member of the school. I am wondering about work-life study balance while you were doing the program. Were there times when you felt there was a lot on your plate to juggle, and how were you able to incorporate studying and learning into your schedule? I feel you're a perfect person to teach Daniel.
Diane, great question, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. And I guess to give a little bit of backstory on myself, I have two kids now. One is 2.5, so anybody who has toddlers, they know how chaotic that can be. And then my daughter is 1 month old. I'm also a business owner. I actually own a dealership, a car dealership. I'm a partner in that. We're actually the top dealership in probably Western Canada right now. So we are busy, to say the least. And so juggling that and balancing that, I definitely have a very good grasp on that. And, finding the time for that, it really depends on you. It's actually having to schedule that time. It's to really carve out that time. I'm so fortunate and grateful to have a wife that is supportive in all of this, and to say, hey, honey, I need an hour of this day, or I need an hour and a half of this. That really helped me to kind of carve out that time, because if you don't carve out that time, if you don't schedule it, if you don't put it on your calendar or whatever you need to do, the chances of it happening are gonna kind of dwindle. And so for myself, I found the mornings worked great. Just kind of carving out an hour before I really had to do anything in terms of my roles and responsibility as a dad or a father, and then into the evenings as well. And while I was doing the program, my goal was essentially just to watch one video every day and just do the reflection and homework every day. Just accomplish that. Of course, there were some days I couldn't do that. And the days that I could do more, I still didn't, just because, for me, it's taking those small steps each and every day and just being consistent. So I would say carve out that time for yourself, whether it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, find that little pocket, that little window that you can do it every single day at the exact same time, because then it's going to become second nature for you. And then it's going to become a lot easier for you to kind of be disciplined with that.
I love the advice about consistency and doing things at the same time every day, because I think it promotes discipline. So thank you, Daniel. Excellent advice. Magdalene is asking, how do you push yourself to get out of the pit and be the best at what you do?
Another great question. The pit is something I'm sure all of us have gone through and have felt. During this program, one thing that really resonated with me was imposter syndrome, and that's something that I didn't realize I was coping with, but I definitely have. And so I guess for me is really focusing on the benefits. And for me, the reason I push myself day in and day out is because of the lifestyle and the future that I want to create for my family and for my kids. The industry I'm right now takes a big toll in terms of time. I work 12-hour days. I'm hardly at home. There's many days I don't get to see my kids at night. So for me, I wanted to carve out a life for myself where I can enjoy the things that I really enjoy in life. And so that's how I would push myself, is just envisioning that, visualizing where do I want to be, what do I want to accomplish, and why do I want to accomplish it, and really knowing that and having that clear purpose. Because again, when you have that clarity and you have that purpose, it's really easy to push yourself, because you know that every step you take is going to lead you to that goal.
I love that advice too. Well, Daniel, today you are absolutely gifting us wisdom. We should definitely take notes today. And I'm looking forward to the next answer, because I think this is very exciting question from Miriam. Miriam said, how do you describe your feeling after waking up in the morning and knowing you are a graduate coach from Shetty School?
Oh, wow. That is a great question. That, I'm not going to lie, Miriam, I pinched myself a few times before it happened, or while it was happening. And, even now, again, like Medina said, it's kind of coinciding with my daughter's birth, and she's only a month old right now. So we're definitely facing those challenges. But, whenever I get a moment to reflect, I say, oh, wow, I'm a Shetty certified coach. This is crazy. And of course, I still listen to his podcast, and I'm so a part of his community. And it's something that I can say I confidently dreamed about even last year. And it's funny enough, to digress a little bit, my wife is the one that introduced me to Shetty. And probably last year in November, I was listening to a podcast. I remember I came home and I told her at night, I was like, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to work with this man. I told her, I was like, I don't know what and how, what capacity. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to work with him somehow, some way. And sure enough, January, February rolls around and the school comes out, and I was like, wow, this is exactly what it is. So the feeling, I guess, would say, I feel like a kid again. I feel just absolute pure joy each day I wake up, just knowing that we have this incredible mentor to serve with, and I can't wait to serve humanity with him.
Fantastic answer, Daniel, and thank you, Marianne, for the great question.
Yes, thank you so much for that.
So good. Well, I think that you actually have the first potential client here, Daniel, because Marcus is can you be his coach? So
yeah.
Question, because I was going to ask you that anyway. Can you tell us how can people who want to be coached by you contact you? Where can they find you? How does the process work? Who do you work with? Who you do not work with?
Absolutely. this is something I've been kind of dwelling on, and I'm still working on. And Marcus, what a compliment! Absolutely, I would love to be able to sit down and have that discovery session with you. So let's definitely connect. Right now, you can find me on Instagram, DNOH83. I am going to kind of change that, and probably start a different Instagram page, but you can start there for now as I build up this practice. And really, when I first got into this practice, I wanted to kind of just do one-on-one coaching. And that's where my strength is. It's something I'm very comfortable with. And, talking to Medina and some of the other mentors, it limits me in a sense of how many people I can take on, and just kind of what my impact and reach is. So that's something I'm still, I wouldn't say struggling with, but it's something that I'm still kind of discovering with myself. So in terms of how many clients I can take on right now, just given my workload and my home life, it is quite limited right now, but that may change. Things may change as we move forward. But best way to find me would be, Instagram. I'm not private. You can just follow me there. You can just send me a DM, and we can just kind of connect through there, through WhatsApp, emails, and stuff like that. But that would be kind of the first place. In terms of who I want to coach, I want to coach people who are willing to put in the work. Because, coaching is not some magic pill where you can see a coach one session and then all of a sudden your life changes. And it's not on us coaches to make sure you make those changes. It's really on you. So I want the people who understand that it takes hard work. It takes some grit. It takes some really, really deep work and reflection. And, sometimes it might be very uncomfortable, and you might be facing some older things or older traumas that you're not comfortable speaking about, but it's really about unpacking that and figuring that out together to really have that growth. So if you're willing to put in that deep work with me, if you're willing to really kind of get in those uncomfortable positions, I'm here for you. I will serve and support you the best I can.
I love the openness and honesty about the part that, it's not a coach-driven process, but a client-driven process. So
Yes.
Marcus, you know where to find Daniel.
Yeah.
So it's Instagram, DNOH.
You got it.
Daniel there, or head over to our website on www.shettycoaching.com. Click on Find a Coach, find Daniel's profile, and contact him directly through our website as well. That's the other option. And the next question is from Caroline. Caroline is asking, there are so many books out there. Which one has been the most influential for you? The reference book you always go back to?
Great question. I love books. I love reading. I can't, if Jay's book was a normal schedule in April, I'm sure that would have been the one. One book that I have been reading recently quite a bit is actually High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. I think there's just so much wisdom in that book. He has been doing it for decades. He knows this industry, he knows the game. And that's a great book to really just kind of tap into. That's a book I go back to, almost weekly, just finding little tidbits in there. So definitely recommend that one.
Absolutely fantastic. I love that book too.
Yeah.
And the next question is really interesting. It's from our frequent listener, Yuvarajan. Since Pathway program, Yuvarajan never missed not even one Facebook Live video.
Wow.
The most loyal, Yuvarajan is asking today, in your opinion, what is the best way to keep oneself motivated going through process of change? As Robin Sharma said, change is hard in the beginning, messy in the middle, but beautiful at the end.
Beautiful quote, Robin Sharma as well, 5 a.m. Club. If you haven't read that, everybody definitely read that. I think the best way to stay motivated through change for myself is to remind myself that change is constant. We're always going to be changing. This world is going to be changing. You're going to be changing. I'm different than I was literally 10 minutes ago. And if I remind myself that things are temporary, whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether they're messy or beautiful, they're still temporary. And to recognize that and just to be aware that, hey, change is constant. It's coming. It's going to happen. It's happening right now as we speak, makes it a little bit easier. And I know a lot of people get overwhelmed through change, but I think if you have that reflection and that reminder of, hey, you know what, this is normal. This is supposed to happen. We are supposed to change, and it's always going to happen. It makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely agree. Beautifully said. Lorena has a different question for you, and she's asking you, how much support do you get from the school once you've graduated?
Awesome question. I'm sure that's something that's on a lot of people's minds, something that was on my mind before I graduated as well. And I can confidently say that the amount of support we get from this school, from this community, is unbelievable. And it's only getting better. There is an alumni group. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but there is an alumni group coming up as well for those who have graduated. I think it's opening today as well, which is crazy. And it just shows how the school is different. Jay's different. He's here to truly serve the world, and that's why I think he resonated so much with me. That's why I was so drawn to it. But the support you get after you graduate, it's unbelievable. And for me, it's funny because I had thought, okay, I'm going to get my certification. I'm going to take this slow just because of all the other things going on in my life, but the amount of support I'm getting, I'm just kind of like, ooh, things might change a little bit faster than I had thought. So don't worry, Lorena, you will get the full support from the school, from this community with you. I can confidently say for as long as we're all around.
Thank you so much, Daniel. That's really warming my heart, and I'm really happy you feel this way. That's the reason we do this every day.
Mm-hmm.
Another question is from Roswitha, and her question is more about the niche. She greets you from Germany and is asking, I would like to know which age groups are looking for the meaning of life and purpose, whether it is the younger ones or the older or middle-aged people somehow. Can you draw a conclusion here?
Yeah, and thank you so much for that. That's something I personally haven't really had much thought on, but I think age really doesn't matter in this point. It's if you're looking for that clarity, if you're looking for that purpose, whether you are maybe younger in that youth category or early 20s, all the way to people in their senior lives, it's all about finding that purpose in that moment of time for you. I want to reiterate again that everybody is on their own race and they're on their own pace. So if you're middle-aged and you have that anxious feeling, I want to see what I can do to help you. And if you're a little bit older, same thing. And so I don't think there's really a specific age group I'm looking for or that I would say I'm targeting. It's just anybody really looking for something more or wanting to have that clarity.
Beautiful. I want to pick the next question from your colleague and actually another Shetty Certification School graduate and alumni.
Yes.
I love this question. Only Stacey could ask this question. How are you incorporating coaching with your car dealership?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's a great question. Funny enough, Stacey, actually, I think it's this is something I've been incorporating with my dealership for ever since I started with the company. I've been with my company 6 years. I became a partner 2 years ago. Prior to that, I was a general manager for about 2-3 years, and it's strange because the first few years as a general manager, the first year or so, it was good. Things were going good, and I wouldn't say I was the happiest in my life. But funny enough, Tony Robbins, I watched his special on Netflix, and the next day I went to work, and with a completely different mindset, I said, I'm no longer a general manager. I'm no longer in sales. I'm just a coach, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to coach my team. That's it. And so I've had that mentality for the past 4 or 5 years. And funny enough, but as soon as that happened, sales jumped up, the company has expanded, everything just kind of started fitting in more line. So life coaching and what I do at my dealership is actually just goes hand in hand. Currently, I have 2 clients from this, but really I have a staff of 15 who I do one-on-ones with on a weekly basis. I figure out what their dreams and aspirations are. And so I would say that I've integrated the 2 from, probably about 4 or 5 years ago.
I would think that life coaching can be integrated with the car dealership.
Yeah.
I'm looking for where the life coaching will be integrated in 3 years,
Yeah. It'll be encompassing everything, every part of everything you can think of.
Thank you for this question. Fantastic one. You always bring some unique spark, into our conversations. And speaking about the clients, Sarah has a question for you. Mm-hmm. Have you actually had many clients?
Mm-hmm. And I think I touched on that a little bit, Sarah, and thank you for that question. So right now I do have two clients that I have contracts with. I do have a third that I finished a discovery session with, and we are talking about contracts as well. And again, just with everything that I have going on in life, I've talked to Medina about this, that, 5 is kind of my number for the next year and a half. I didn't want to take on more than that, just because I know once I do that, I wouldn't be serving them to the best of my ability. They wouldn't be getting 100% of me. And for me, it's really about the craft. And so for myself, I probably only stick with 5. But again, that may change in terms of if I can impact more in a different way, then, I definitely want to look at that. With clients in the past, I would say, again, it's just kind of been my staff and my colleagues at work. I'm grateful that a lot of them have actually entrusted me to talk about their lives and their dreams and stuff like that. And I can even think of 4 or 5 clients I've had in the past. Well, clients, I'd say clients, but really colleagues that were kind of like clients that have done 180s in their lives and that are completely different people from the day I met them. So, if you're thinking about this profession, or you're thinking about even this school, and you really enjoy seeing progress in people, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
It is a beautiful thing to watch indeed, and also a beautiful thing to watch, a person becoming a coach. And speaking of that, Simran is asking, how did you know you would be an effective coach? Were there times you wondered if this field of work was right for you?
Yeah, Simran, thank you for that question. Absolutely, there's times when I thought, is this right for me? Am I on the right path? I think I knew I would be an effective coach when I started kind of discovering it more as a career and more as a profession, because it really aligned with my values and my passions. And coaching itself is funny, because before I even knew this was a career, this is literally my hobby. This is the stuff I read about. This is, how do I become better? How do I become the best of my abilities? And how do I help other people, find that? And so it just really aligned with my passions. And that's kind of how I knew that I would be an effective coach. I guess it's kind of like, professional athletes, when they realize, hey, wait a minute, I can play baseball for a living and you're going to pay me for that. That's when they probably knew that they'd be an effective baseball player. And I think that's the same thing for me, is I realized, hey, wait a minute, I can actually make this a career. And that doesn't make sense to me because I just love it so much. So that's definitely when I knew I would be an effective coach. With regards to if I ever wondered I was right, that will definitely creep up. I think we're all hardwired to have that negative self-talk from time to time. But it's communities like this. It's having discussions with colleagues and mentors, and to know that you're on the right path to help you kind of gain that confidence. So, I would say I've always been kind of an introvert and a little bit of a lone wolf, and I'm really kind of branching out more. And what I realize is the support of a community is priceless. So if you're ever feeling that, hey, maybe this isn't right for me, reach out to some mentors, have some chats with them, and get their advice and their opinions, because that really means a lot.
And as coaches, we know the power of the conversations and being heard, right? Yes. So that on its own can actually create a lot of, help with breaking down those limiting beliefs and imposter syndrome. So Simran, if you're in the school, just reach out to Growth Space anytime you are feeling this way. And, our supervisors and your peers are always there to support you. Well, Daniel, look who is here asking our supervisors, Viraj. Viraj came here to ask you the following. What was the moment during your progressions with the program when you knew you were ready to be a coach?
Oh, wow. Geez, that's a very good question, Raj. Actually, that one's got me thinking. The course itself is it's just the structure of it is such a beautiful structure. And I think when I first realized I was ready was just kind of, we were doing kind of group calls with Joan, and she was just like, after module 4, if you're comfortable, just try to do a coach and try to do a session. And that's when I just said, you know what, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. I'm just going to go do it. And I think it was after I finished that first discovery session with my practice client, and the feedback I got from him, because, I just asked what were your takeaways. And when I saw it really clicked for him, that's when I realized, okay, I'm ready for this. I can do this. And I just need to kind of learn the rest of the tools and the strategies. So, it's really just diving into the work and getting rid of those butterflies in your stomach and getting rid of that nervousness. And it's just really diving into it. And I think if you can do that and stretch your comfort zone, you'll surprise yourself.
I think you just gave us recipe, to a lot of our students on how to actually gain confidence. Because what I'm saying is that you gain confidence in your ability with the first feedback from the first practice client, right?
Yes. Yep.
To break down the imposter syndrome, perhaps what you can do is you can go and throw yourself out there to do the first session, seek feedback, and that feedback will become your fuel to confidently continue and become a coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Great advice, Daniel. Well, as I said, today we gotta take a lot of notes because we're getting so much value from this interview. And Alexander is asking you the next question. Do you believe that we are not moving forward, but we are moving backward towards our origin?
I don't know if I fully understand that, but I'll try to answer this. If we're not moving forward, but we are moving backward towards our origin, I guess I can look at that as maybe you're stating that we're kind of reverting back to our old comfort zones. I think it's just if you have that end goal in mind and you have that clarity, you're always going to be moving forward. Sometimes you might feel like you're moving backwards, just because you might revert to some older habits and stuff like that. But again, it's about being kind to yourself and recognizing that, hey, we can't be perfect. We're not machines. We're not robots. And so if you do take a few steps back, it's okay to do that. And it's more about just reflecting on that and being aware of just, if you revert back to those and you just continue to go back towards your old origin, that's a different story. But if you take a few steps back and you catch yourself and you say, oh, you know what, I'm reverting back to this, to me, that's probably the most important part to kind of propel yourself forward again. So I hope that answers your question, Alexander. I'm not sure.
I'm sure it does. I actually think it's a great answer. Stacey says, I feel so blessed to be an alumni with you, Daniel.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Stacey. I'm looking forward to the alumni program with you too.
Well, they are all here, and congratulating Omar, another graduate, such a young soul with so much wisdom. I absolutely agree with him.
Thanks, Omar.
I will have a last question for you, Daniel, and that question is going to be, now looking back and this journey that you have passed, going as into the school as a student, now being a coach, working with a couple of clients, being out of the school as an alumni. How do you think becoming a coach has changed you as a person?
That is what a fantastic question. It has changed me on so many different levels. I have a more of a calm about myself, I can say. And it's not from, being certified or anything like that, but it's actually, if you go through the program, you do the reflections and the homework, it's so insightful. And it allowed me to just really kind of be grounded in who I am, really be grounded in my values, and again, be clear on my vision, be really clear on my purpose, and have just clarity in terms of what I want to accomplish in the next year, in the next 5, in the next 10, and to really have that kind of outlined. It's definitely changed me in that way, where I don't feel any anxiousness anymore. I don't feel like I'm lost. I don't feel like, am I doing the right thing or not doing the right thing? I just know with absolute certainty that this is what I was designed for. So it's definitely changed me in that sense of just giving me that confidence.
That's beautiful. And Daniel, was there any question you were expecting me or our audience to ask you who didn't?
No, not really. I think there's a few curveballs there for sure, and I think everything else was really discussed. And I hope there was value for everybody watching this. And again, if you do have any other questions that you need from me, Medina sent out my contact, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yes, if I were looking for a coach, that's the first thing that I would do. And I recommend everyone watching this interview, if you're looking for a coach, to do the same. You should definitely contact Daniel for a discovery session while he still has some slots open, because very soon that's going to be the case. So you can reach out to Daniel via his Instagram, and that's DNOH83. You can find him on Instagram and send him a direct message, or you can check out our website, www.shettycoaching.com. You can find a coach and then find Daniel's profile and contact him from here directly. And please do not forget to check out our digital magazine, and also Daniel's featured there as one of the founding members. You will also find his Instagram reference the magazine as well. The link for the magazine is www.purposeedmagazine.com, and you can read it on any device. Daniel, I want to thank you, first of all, for your time, but also for being so open with us and for sharing so much wisdom. This has been very insightful and very pleasant interview.
No, thank you so much, Medina. And thank you for everybody watching. I know everybody's busy and taking time out to watch me. I never thought that would be anything possible. So, it's a beautiful community. I can't wait to serve with all of you. And thank you so much, Medina, for your time as always.
Thank you, Daniel. And we cannot wait to welcome you inside the alumni community, which is actually opening its doors today.
Oh, I can't wait.
You have a tradition of having many things happening at the same time.
Yeah, that's right.
You're right. We continue with two launches of your magazine feature and of the alumni community. Daniel, I am sure we are going to do a lot of things together as the alumni community grows. I know you're going to be a very active member.
Yes.
Thank you for serving. Thank you for being a great student. And thank you now for being a great coach.
Thank you, Medina. It's all thanks to this community. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Do not forget to check Daniel out. Do not forget to check our digital magazine out. And do not forget to tune in next week because, again, I will be interviewing another graduate of the Shetty Certification School. Let's make it a tradition to hold a live interview every single week. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Have a wonderful day, Daniel. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.